think the topic of overpopulation is a big topic. 7 billion is a big number. What I was reading in the application on iPad from National Geographic is interesting information. It's giving us statistics that in up to the year 2050, 2 billion more people will be on the planet. It is saying things like 38% of the non-iced area of the world is required to provide meat and grain for the population on the planet. Well, that goes right to the core of the issue. It is not that we are facing overpopulation per se. It's also mentioned that that whole population of 7 billion would easily fit into the corner, or into a corner of the United States. It is not that the occupancy of land mass is the issue, that there's not enough space. That's a false idea. There's a lot of open space in the world. The big challenge that one might face is food production. Right? So one book published by Michael Kremer and Mukunda Goswami called Divine Nature deals with the topic of the vegetarian diet versus the meat production. And it points out that when animals are bred for the meat industry, those animals eat 30 times more grains than human beings. So if the human beings would directly consume the grain rather than feed it to the animals and then eat it in the form of meat, at that time the requirement of grain or of foodstuffs would be diminished 1/30th. So that's practically speaking yes, a huge decrease, which would bring the percentage of land mass used to maybe 1.5%. Right. So that seems to immediately solve the problem. So actually, the food problem that is caused by the current population rates would be solved by having a vegetarian diet. Then we could manage a lot more. Of course, there are other aspects, to the lifestyle that this population has. China is now developing rapidly and becoming a modern nation. China has an agenda to currently construct another 37 nuclear power plants. Okay. All over in the world there are about 350 nuclear power plants. So these nuclear power plants are producing so much waste, and we just don't know what to do with it. But we require endless electricity for all our gadgets and all our technology. So really, if you look at it, it's not the overpopulation that is the problem, it is the modern lifestyle that is the problem. If we would go back to a more traditional society, then we wouldn't tax the planet in the same way, we wouldn't get all the industrial pollution that is existing and so on. So basically, when society is going back to a more agrarian-based model, then the planet can bear many more human beings, and overpopulation would not be so much an issue. So, to summarize, the problem is an excessive consumption, right? And the problem is the non-vegetarian diet. So therefore I think that the Vedic culture has a solution to society to offer. And but for long, the West have underrated the Vedic information. But it is a fact that a society based on cow protection, which is vegetarian, would fare much better in terms of ecological problems, in terms of overpopulation, than the modern society. And therefore, I think from the Vedic perspective, or from the Vedic lifestyle, there is no overpopulation. And from the lifestyle of modern men, yes, we have a problem. How many people can live on the earth and drive endless cars and depend on endless machines and eat endless quantities of meat? Therefore, it's time that the lifestyle of people changes. Then population